What's cracking with your snack and snacker stars? It's me, the BRE, the man in the backwards hat, Brandon from the SAS, the Snack Food Appreciation Society, and I'm coming at you once again with a Saturday night special of Pizza Night. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a crazy week. It's been one of those weeks you really don't want to have, but you know what? Every week is better when you end it with a pizza, and that's what we're going to do tonight with a local establishment here on Pizza Night. Be right back. You are looking live at JoJoes Pizza and Wings on Frederick Road in Germantown, Maryland, right next to something called Gerber. I don't know what that is. Also next to a place that's got the Maryland flag on it. And I'm actually sitting in a trailer park parking lot right now doing this introduction. And ladies and gentlemen, JoJo's Pizza, Subs, and Wings is actually just a very small corner of a beer and wine shop, which, like I told you before, there are literally hundreds and hundreds of what's called beer and wine shops here throughout Maryland, particularly here in Montgomery County and in PG County. And they basically just specialize in wine and beer, and also sometimes other products like smoking products and snacks and stuff like that. But I'm at JoJo's today to check out one of their specials, and I will do that right after this on this exciting edition of Pizza Night. Never fear, Pizza Night is once again here, ladies and gentlemen, for Saturday night, October the 6th, 2018, from the brand new SAS headquarters in Germantown, Maryland. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There's a little bit of a look at the brand new set. And at the brand new set, I have a brand new pizza, or well, a pizza from a place I've never been to before anyway. And that place is called JoJo's Pizza, although to me, that looks like it says JoJoes and not JoJo's. Anyway, interesting logo there, nice colorful menu. They're on Frederick Road, like I mentioned before. They've got several different specials with their medium, large, and extra large pizzas. I went ahead and got the medium special for $7.99, even though it said it was $6.99 on the website, which should be the more current of the two publications, wouldn't you think? Apparently, they also cater Sri Lankan food for special events. So they've got pizza, subs, and wings, like is inferred in their title. Fresh dough pizza, I would hope so, although I did see her pull it out of a bag, so I don't think it's that fresh. I think they have it shipped to them. Anyhow, they had a little tiny pizza oven, one of those conveyor ones there. They've got specialty pizza. They've got strombolis. Alright, great. Over here, overstuffed subs, sandwiches, club sandwiches, Philly style subs, all kinds of stuff like that. There's some of the stuff on the list. If you want to take a look at it, you can pause it. And then once you get over here, you've got salads and side orders akimbo. All right, ladies and gentlemen, taking a look at this box. That's a familiar pizza box that we've seen many times before on Pizza Night. And I've oftentimes asked you guys to give me a story about these people that are around this pizza restaurant. What's up with these ladies right here? What's going on here? There's 3 people over there. Tell me a story about what's going on with this pizza box down in the comments down below, won't ya? Alright, so as you know, pepperoni goes on every pizza, unless it's a specialty pizza. And every time I try a pizza place for the first time, well, I'm getting a pepperoni pizza. And that's exactly what I did. I got a pepperoni pizza, a medium, for $7.99, even though, like I said, it was supposed to be $6.99. And for some reason, they only cut it up into 4 slices. That's kind of irregular, don't you think? I'm not really sure about why they did that. They made 4 really wide slices. I don't like that. I'm kind of upset about that. Anyway, nice pizza bubble back there. I like that a lot. Pepperonis, plenty of them on there. Cheese is browning. Looks pretty good. Let me see if I can't dislodge this corner slice here. We'll call it the 420 slice, even though it goes from about 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock. Alright, gang, yep, that's a very similar pizza to a Domino's pizza in terms of its makeup, I think. I did see them raking it with one of those little circular things that looks like a boot spur to put holes in it. I'm not sure why places do that these days, but not always the best effect in my opinion. They also provided me with some red hot peppers. Happy about that. Got my Parmesan there. Crystal Pepsi. And Miss Cholula's over there chilling by the Intercontinental title. We'll be right back right after this to check out this pizza and more on this exciting edition of Pizza Night. Alright gang, I am back here on Pizza Night, and ladies and gentlemen, this pizza smells really good even though it looks extremely basic and reminds me a lot of a Domino's pizza, except for maybe a little bit thinner on the overall crust. Looks good, smells good, starting to get a little bit of cuppage on the pepperoni, which I like, of course. Now what I did is I took the pizza scissors, which will enrage somebody I'm sure, and I sliced up half of this pizza into smaller slices, and I left the other side with larger slices. So, you know, it should be okay. Maybe if I want a big slice later, I can have a big slice. If I want a small slice now, I can have a small slice. I can do whatever I want because it's my show, right? Right. Alright, so let me go ahead and pull up a piece here. Show it to you next to my noggin the way I always do. This is one of the smaller ones that I went ahead and carved out for you guys. And there that is right there. I'll show you the big one next to my head too, just for giggles if you want me to. There you go. That's a more impressive looking slice of pizza, at least in terms of width. Okay guys, let me go ahead and take a bite of this bad boy and I'll let you know what I think about JoJo's pizza. Alright gang, I was wrong. I'll tell you that right now. This does not taste anything like a Domino's pizza. It's better in a lot of ways. Much closer to a pizzeria flavor than what you get with most conveyor belt pizzas. And a really nice chewy crust. I like that a lot. So with that being said, let me go ahead and build it from the bottom to the top the way I always do. Like I said, a nice chewy crust with a good pizzeria flavor. Those are two things that I really look for in a crust, and I really like the way this one performs. A little bit floppy, a little bit of a char flavor once I got towards the end of that slice, up in the rolled up portion of the crust. Pretty darn tasty all the way around in terms of that crust action. The sauce has not a hint of sweetness whatsoever, not very salty either, a very savory sauce I would say. Sort of more similar in flavor to like a Roma tomato than some of the other tomatoes out there. But not a ton of it on there, just enough to lubricate the pizza, enough to slide down the throat with ease. So that's pretty good too. Then you go to the cheese. The cheese is where it runs into a Domino's comparison for sure, because it doesn't stretch or pull or anything like that. It's a very clumpy cheese, although I must say a huge portion of it slid off when I tried to take my second bite. And I almost had no cheese left on that slice of pizza. So with that said, you know, it doesn't break apart like Domino's cheese, but it certainly doesn't stretch or pull like a pizzeria's cheese. But the browning on the cheese tasted nice. The overall flavor was a mild flavor with just a little bit of smoke. That was pretty good too. I like that, but not that much. It's okay. The pepperonis were good. I liked the fact that they were just starting to glisten and crisp up a little bit around the edges. Got a pretty decent meaty flavor with not a lot of zest whatsoever. In fact, this whole pizza is lacking zest, and I know I'm going to be enjoying some of these hot peppers on there, as well as Miss Cholula and maybe even some Texas Pete, I don't know, on this thing just to kick it up a notch when I actually eat it for my own enjoyment rather than sharing my thoughts about it with you. With all that being said, this pizza doesn't get a tremendous rating, but it's going to get a competent rating, and I would buy it again at this price, especially over some of the national chains, for the most part, unless, you know, like I said, Domino's sometimes has that $5.99 medium special for 2 toppings, and you can't really beat that. Or the large one for $7.99 too. But outside of that, pretty good, but not the best. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 3/4 thumbs up because I'd buy it again, and that's about as low as you can go for me to actually buy it again. So JoJoe's Pizza in Germantown on Frederick Road, right across from a trailer park, inside a beer and wine store, gets a 3/4 thumbs up here tonight on Pizza Night, Saturday night special. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching our first outing here at the brand new SAS headquarters. I've got things pretty much decorated to my specs here. At this point, maybe want to do a few more things with menus and stuff like that. I don't really want to junk it up as much as I had the old place, but maybe I'll put a menu or two up here. I don't really know. I hope you liked the shelf here. I got lots of interesting knickknacks and so forth. That's a 1995 case of Coca-Cola, 6-pack, actually, of glass bottles, commemorating Cal Ripken's streak of 21-31 games where he broke Lou Gehrig's record back in '95. We got the throwback Chef Boyardee's up here. Got my Montreal Canadiens puck, Intercontinental Championship, and a slew of professional wrestling action figures as well. Let me know what you think about local pizza. Is it something that you really like? Is there a place that's kind of like JoJoe's that's kind of in a corner of a store? Who knows? JoJoe's was interesting in that had one guy who was taking orders who didn't seem to know how to take the orders. He also had no idea how to work a credit card that didn't have a chip on it. I told him 5 times it does not have a chip, and he's still trying to stick it into the chip reader, take it out, stick it back in. I'm like, dude, it doesn't have a chip. Swipe it. But, you know, what can you do? Sometimes people are just the dumb. I don't know. Anyhow, also the lady behind the counter was making the pizza. They had a tremendous large tray of wings just kind of sitting there out in the open. I'm not so sure how I feel about that. And also there was a 10-year-old running around back there, or at least he appeared to be 10, shoving the phone into the lady's face while she was making the pizza, stuff like that. I don't know, not too professional if you ask me, but more like a family-owned place, I guess, which can be pretty cool, I suppose, as well. I don't know. What do you think about that? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, while you're down there leaving comments, make sure you check out all the links that we have down there, including the link to the SAS Facebook group with 1,000 people in it, which is great, and there are 1,000 of the coolest people in the whole world. Why you haven't joined yet is beyond me. Also, ladies and gentlemen, check out the link to our Patreon page. Support us if you can, and if you do support us, you will get access to 4... that's right, at least 4 exclusive programs per month with the SnackSociety, one every week, and that is OTR, the Extra Mile, my weekly video vlog series where I basically expound upon whatever I feel like talking about. This past week I talked about my father's death, and I've talked about pretty much everything else that I could think of. I tell wild stories, I talk about food, I talk about wrestling, I talk about life in general. So support us if you can by clicking on that Patreon link down in the description. Also, there's a link to my Twitter page. I'm at Twitter and Instagram at Brandon Reich SAS. When you use either one of those and anywhere else on social media for that matter, make sure you use the hashtag SnackSociety. That way you know what I'm eating, I know what you're eating, and so on and so on. So make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Ring that bell to be notified. In the meantime, in between time, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.